Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Megillah, page 15, which states the famous quote that is said by the evil Haman when he gazed upon Mordechai, who was sitting by the king's gates. He said the words, "V'chol zeh einenu shove li." Now, what exactly does this mean? That although he was speaking to his wife and he was speaking about all the great things that he had, which was a tremendous amount of wealth, children, family, as well as power, and he was specifically invited to the queen's parties, just him and the king, to be able to say V'chol zeh einenu shove li is difficult. The Talmud here tells us that before the story began, Haman actually knew Mordechai, and Haman was starving for food, and he actually willingly sold himself as a slave to Mordechai in order to be able to survive and be satiated. And therefore, according to Jewish law, when there was such a thing as slavery, when a master has a slave, if that slave picks up something or seemingly owns a massive amount of things, the reality is it all belongs to the master. And therefore, when he saw Mordechai, which was his master, it makes sense, according to this interpretation, that he should say, V'chol zeh einenu shove li, that I have nothing. But the simple explanation is that even though he had so many things, he focused on the one small thing that he was lacking. The fact that there was one person that refused to bow down to him when all these other things were going his way. And one could wonder, why would someone have such an approach? How could someone be so close-minded and so absent-minded to think that just because of this one thing, he doesn't show any appreciation for all the things he has? And unfortunately, the answer could be that sometimes we may not be so different. We have so many things that are going well in our lives. We have great comforts. We have family. We have our health. But we often overlook those things, and we focus on the one thing that we're lacking. If only we would focus more attention on the things that we had and not on the things that we're lacking, the things that we don't have, we would remove this approach of Haman and we would live happier lives.